You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire huge wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leck.
And together we are
Raw Break.
And on a Thursday, not on a Friday, not on a Saturday, right after the show ended, NXT UK review for you guys. I hope that you guys are excited as we are, because we probably, Jean-Paul Egg, we witnessed the best match in 2020. Professional wrestling, went up a notch with a match like this.
Oh, yeah, I had Edge and Randy Orton Backlash here, #1. This match
ever.
This match knocked them right off. And this was fantastic. This was a great episode of NXT UK, not only for that awesome main event. We had some good storylines and, good matchups and good things going, especially, with your boys, Flash Morgan Webster, Mark Andrews, in the tag division and all that going on. So that's really good. Jordan Devlin. But, the main event that is obviously the show-stealing match. Like we said, probably the best match of 2020. You could argue that's one of the best matches in the past 5-10 years. I think I enjoyed this more than Tyler Bate and Walter, and that was probably, I think, one of my best, the best matches I've ever seen. So, this was great.
This is what Jean-Paul is talking about. NXT UK Championship match. Volta against Ilja Dragunov. So it was badass. It was just, that's the word. Like Jean-Paul is saying, this was just a match that, for the new people that are watching professional wrestling, this is what you're supposed to, make them see. This is what wrestling is all about, Jean-Paul. No, no Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. None of that garbage.
No, I quit. No tribal chief. No, this is
chief,
what do they fight for?
Randy Orton. This was what it is. This is a great professional.
They fight for the title. They want the title, and that's what it's about. And they'll do anything for it. They'll beat the hell out of each other. The line that Dragunov said, they played it in all the video packages. This match will redefine violence, and that's exactly what it did.
It did, thank you, Jean-Paul. See, that's why he's the best booker in the business. And talk about the best booker in the business. He did an absolutely outstanding, fantastic, unforgettable video of AEW Dynamite review. The cleaner Kenny Omega is gonna go against the Cowboy. Adam Hangman Page at Full Gear. This show was pretty decent, right, Jean-Paul? We got Eric Bischoff. We have the town meeting. With Jericho and MJF, they're going to be fighting at Full Gear, and also we got to see also Eddie Kingston going against Matt Sydal, and we got to see Hikaru Shida also kind of in a promo. She's going to be fighting. Help me out here, Paul.
Nyla Rose, thank you. She's
going to be fighting Nyla Rose. So Full Gear is taking is shaping up to be a decent pay-per-view. FTR against the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, Jean-Paul. Oh, so our careers, we teach ourselves professional wrestling. So I guess you can just teach yourself. I didn't know that, but we taught each other everything we know, right, Excalibur? You were right there. For most of the matches, you were there those days. So, watch that review. Really exciting. Tell me about this, Jean-Paul. Halloween Havoc, NXT.
Oh, yeah, this was a great show. Go back and watch that review if you haven't before you watch the NXT UK. But as good as Halloween Havoc was, though, great matches. The opening match was fantastic. A hell of a match with Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. It was great. Check that out, but I still think this NXT UK, this is still the best show for professional wrestling that you can watch.
Absolutely, and then we'll put maybe Impact. Although other people are giving a lot of hell because of the shooting angle, but we're not talking about that. Maybe in a future Raw breaks we'll talk about that. So let's talk about Jean-Paul. The first match of the show is Ilja Valkyrie. She went against Dani Luna. So this was a pretty decent match, I will say. But again, Valkyrie keeps being the one that they're pushing. I think that she's the one that is going to take the title away from Kaylee Ray.
Oh, I think so too. This match was really good. I'm a big fan of Luna as well. I love the suplexes. She hits them good and strong, fast. Even though the women are not trying to play them down or anything, but everybody on this show, I say it each and every week, they wrestle legit. They're not out there bullshit like sometimes we see on Raw and SmackDown. Some of these women's matches. No, they're all competitors. They're all legit, and they're all fighting for, like you said, Keely Day.
Absolutely. And like you said, they put on a good show. Dani Luna is also a face because she's with Xia Brookside. So I think that they just did this again to give him another push to Valkyrie, because once again, she's the one anointed, the one that is supposed to be the one for the NXT.
Oh yeah, she's definitely the one that they're pushing. And like you said,
because, Piper Niven done. Although she got a little bit of a promo right there. It's oh no, what's next for you? And it's well, Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe she'll turn heel. Maybe she'll join Kaylee Ray. Because what's the old saying? If you can't beat them, join them.
You gotta
join. Who knows? So maybe she'll turn heel.
You like the finisher? You like the finisher is like the scissors kick from the top rope, or like
she almost does it. Yeah, it's like she does the scissors kick. I don't know if she's a big Booker T Sabu fan, and then she does like the Arabian leg drop from the top. I would say it's the Harlem Hangover, but she doesn't do like a twist. She just does like a leg drop. So it reminds me more of Sabu, but. No, it was a good match. I like the finisher because they do the thing, all the opponents, the feathers, the flying, perched on the top. They use those kind of like bird-like terms for her, Valkyrie, the wings and stuff. So it makes sense for her to have those finishers. I like it.
And she's a great wrestler. Like, she has a lot of, like, good moves. Every time that I see her in the ring, she kind of, like, looks more smooth. She knows what she's doing, like, she's kind of, like, a little bit of karate, a little bit of judo, and, like you said, the big scissors kick that I love. So, like, Valkyrie, I think she's going to be a really good challenger for Kaylee Ray. They always got to wait for the more. Wait when she's going to have a number one contender. It could be easily with Piper Niven. And then, the match with Kaylee Ray. So, Jean-Paul, we got a video package of this guy. They're going to actually be debuting soon. So, we got to get ready for Rampage Brown.
You know who he reminded me of? Who? When I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, he reminds me of, like, Goldberg, but like a UK version. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at this guy.
Goldberg with, like, Gilbert?
yeah, well, I mean, he's still pretty big, though.
Yes.
So and just like the way like the bald with the goatee there, and like they were putting him over. You see, look like a monster, and that'll be good. You need people to challenge Walter, and to just for more guys for this brand because they're really I still think they're hurting from the loss of Pete Dunne. So they got to bring in as many names as possible. So.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be good. We'll see what he's capable of doing. We'll see what is he going to do, challenge for the UK Championship. We'll see if he's a face, if he's a heel. We got to go in the archives of Roadbreak and check what this guy can do. But after that, Jean-Paul, we got to see a little bit of Dennis. And Flash Morgan Webster and Mac Andrews, like they were in the ring, and they were kind of like asking, where the heck is Dennis? Eddie Dennis is like, hey, where are you, man? What's going on? So he interrupts, and then he says that, like, you guys, like, I'm not going to take care of any business right here. My friends will. And then we get to see the Han Jumpo. This guy's attack. Like they were supposed to be like faces, I believe, but now they turn heel and now they're kind of like a faction. Or like they work for Eddie Dennis.
Yeah, yeah, because he came out and they were... He's like, you got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer because they're like, oh, we've known you for 15 years. Why are you why are you being bullshit? Because he was trying to drive a wedge in between them. Because he's like, who do you think attacked you guys? He's like, Mark Andrews. You don't want Flash Morgan Webster to go on a singles run because if he does, where does that leave you? You're just riding his coattails. And they're like, don't try to drive this wedge between us. So then Pretty Deadly comes out with him, and they're like, oh, we have friends of our own. And then the Hunt's in the ring, like you said. And then he's like, what did I just tell you? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Then the Hunt beat them down. So that's really good. I like that. The Hunt, to me, should have been heels, but they were just saving it for this, clearly, because them as baby faces with their gimmick and stuff, I'm like, I feel it would get over more as heels. But so they did the heel turn, and this is good now. So now this adds, like I said, it's a lot of good storylines and, stuff in the tag team division because Pretty Deadly, we can talk about that now too. They kind of were cutting a promo, and they are going after Gallows. So, we're going to get a 6-man tag because we have Joe Coffey returning. And who is that? Who is tagging with them?
I think it's not Dennis. It's somebody else. Yeah.
It's with some new guy. He has like a mohawk and stuff. He looks pretty cool. But they're gonna get a 6-man tag. So lots of new guys, new faces coming in. We'll learn them eventually. There's too many names. Too
many names, and also they didn't say it. I think they only said it once. But Jean-Paul, you're right. Like Gallus is going to be cool with Joe Coffey coming back because, the whole team is, like, ready. The 3 guys, like, they've been dominating the tag team division, so that's cool. So we'll see. I'm shooting for, actually, the Hunt to get the titles, but, I don't see Pretty Deadly. I don't know, like, I'm not convinced with the gimmick. I don't know, but that's at least me. We'll see what they do, Jean-Paul. This is what we're going to get next week. Noam Dar, semifinals for the Heritage Cup. Noam Dar going against A-Kid. My prediction, Jean-Paul, I'm still going with my Hispanic guy. A-Kid is supposed to win this. He's going to get over this. What is your response on that, Jean-Paul?
I think Noam Dar's winning the whole thing, so look at that. So now, there we go.
I think you're going to do the show on your own. No, never, the heck, never. It's fine. I mean, you're looking for Norm Dar. My thing is like, you win the cup, right? But what do you get a title match? Do you get some kind of like an opportunity? Because okay, you win a cup, but it's just a cup.
I think it's just supposed to be like a prestigious thing. So then it's like, oh, okay, like I'm legit, and then it's almost like a King of the Ring. Where it's like,
remember like somebody that wears a ring and it doesn't mean anything.
Somebody, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so like hopefully it's not that. It's just or the cup that Rhino won that it says Employee of the Month. If you really check out clothes, it says Employee.
Well, I saw the Dollar General sticker on the bottom.
Yeah, it's like the mask with Mendoza, like the tag and all of that. It's something like that. But like hopefully this is going to be a great match. So like already the next show is going to be really good because the fallout with what we're going to see in the main event. But before that, Jean-Paul, the real or the non-real Cruiserweight champion is back to action. Jordan Devlin.
This was a good match. It was Levi, I think Muir. I believe
Levi Muir. Yes.
Yeah. This was a good match, and that Levi guy is like, he's big, like he's jacked as all hell. Jordan Devlin looks, more jacked too. Commentary was even saying it. Oh, it looked like he gained some weight, gained some muscle, and this was a pretty good match. A little longer than I.
Wait, I don't see the muscle, Jean-Paul. To me, he gained weight, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the six pack is a little more defined. The arms still look the same and stuff, but this was a good match. Again, I always think that these kind of squash matches are always going to be shorter, but they gave this one a little bit of time. And it was good, but Levi didn't really get too much offense in. This was just mostly Jordan Devlin, really slow, wearing him down. And, just kind of like, Levi get a little bit of offense. He shut him right down just to show the dominance of, I guess, the returning Jordan Devlin, which was fine, but I would have had it been a little shorter. And the only real problem I had with the match was, he hits the headbutt at the end. I love the headbutt legit. And I love how he did the Devlin side because he pulled the arm and then went into the side suplex. So it was like more momentum. But then instead of pinning him, he puts him in a Texas Cloverleaf, and then he tapped out. But like, I didn't see him attacking the legs or anything the whole match. The whole match was like forearms to the head and kicks to the head, and everything was the head. And then he submits him with like a legs, like lower body submission. So
but it's like, because Jean-Paul is like the game, you just put it there because like
but if the opponent's legs aren't yellow or red or orange, and you put them in the submission, they're just gonna kick right out. Yeah, so I was like,
Jean-Paul, you do the bank statement and done. It doesn't matter what part of the match it is. You put the bank statement and it's done. The line goes up right so fast before you can even hit the square. Done. So, I was thinking about along the same lines that you were just talking about, just because, like, he did the Texas Cloverleaf to submit it, but maybe, like, a lot of people, and remember you and me said this before, like, the finisher was weak, because it's just a back body drop, Throw the devil inside, like you said.
He is just like almost like a Saito suplex or something.
Yes, it's like what our boy Karrion Kross used to do before he got injured, but like I said, he won. He's good, and he sent a message to Santos Escobar saying that the real Cruiserweight champion is in the UK. And he said, like, and you can never go against the ace, something like that. He said, right?
Yeah, he's like, anybody wants to challenge me, prove anything, against the champ. Kind of calling out Santos, but also calling out anybody here in the NXT UK. He's like, you can, step in the ring, but don't bet against the ace.
Yeah, there you go. Don't bet against the ace, and so your boy Tanahashi was really happy.
Every time he says that, I just want Tanahashi's music to hit. That would be the most legit thing ever.
Very much. Yeah, so because he will be legit, So Jean-Paul, main event time. Let's go to what we really came for. This Volta against our boy Ilja Dragunov. This, Jean-Paul, you can start with this because it was just a match it was a massacre. It started out already on 5. The notches went up really, really fast. They went at it from the moment that the bell rang. It was just violence, and like you said, even there were moments that like it was hard to watch. And that has happened to me very few times watching professional wrestling. So they really did a fantastic job here. This match should be praised. If Meltzer doesn't give this a 5, and he gives the box 5, who the box are paying Dave Meltzer for this.
Oh, well, no. I mean, this match, if you're going to go off his bullshit rating, this should be at least a 6.5.
Yes.
If you're going to go off his ratings, I'd say 6.5, if not 7. He gives matches like Okada and Kenny Omega 7.5 or whatever. This can at least get a 6.5. Are you kidding me? But this was great. I love the intensity from Dragunov right in the beginning. You see here the ref's like, hey, he's like, you wait for the bell. He's like, you wait for me, you wait for me. And they got right in each other's face. It was intense. And like you said, as soon as the bell rang and everything, Dragunov hits him with a kick and they start going at it. And it really doesn't slow down until Walter hits a huge sleeper. He has him in a sleeper hold and then hits a suplex out of it. And that kind of slows everything down. But they pick up the pace right after. And the one thing I always say about Walter, how can you not like this guy? He's huge. He's a monster. Reminds you almost like Andre the Giant, but he takes bumps like a cruiserweight for these guys.
Yes.
He will take bumps off anything, and he gets right back up. The dude is, like, you look at him, and you're like, oh, he doesn't look like he's in shape like somebody like Apollo Crews or even, you see here Ilja Dragunov, but, the condition that he's in to go these long matches and to keep bumping and selling and getting up is insane.
And like how many times they chop each other,
and they keep going
every single chop.
Yeah.
And remember what Eric Young said: "I don't like to be chopped, so please don't you ever fight against these two guys, okay, Mr. Eric Young?" Because like those chests were like red as a light. Okay.
But yeah, you couldn't tell if it was Dragunov shorts or his chest. But
yes,
the thing what did the Undertaker? He's quoted saying like, "Oh, this isn't ballet, like wrestling." Well, you know what? This wasn't wrestling. This was like a legit fight. This is a step above. Like you said, anybody
was watching Untold. That's why.
Yeah, anybody is like you said earlier. If it's like, oh, what's a legit wrestling match? What's like old school, hard hitting? Like you really want to sell a crowd and have people forget that it's fake. Have people forget that it's staged, that we're working together, have people think that this is a legit fight, you show them this match.
Yes, like there was parts, like they stomp each other too, like so many times.
Yeah, well, remember when he threw Dragunov into the ropes and he got the whiplash off the rope?
And that actually changed the narrative of the match, because like they will say, oh, the neck.
Everything he did was the neck. He would chop him in the front of the neck, in the back of the neck, like right at the top of the shoulder blades. He would chop him. He would chop him almost in the throat. Everything was focused on the head and the neck. After that point by Walter, and it was legit. And later on in the match where Dragunov, he hit the Constantine special. And Walter barely kicked out of that. That was so legit. He had the weak cover, and they said, "Oh, it's the neck. He couldn't, really get up and cover him good because his neck is so hurt." And then, he hit the Torpedo Moscow, but he couldn't cover him.
Yeah, he did Moscow. He did the two Germans also, but like in the Germans, you saw the strength. You remember Jean Paul? He's like in slow motion. He's like,
oh yeah, and that's I almost want to say like
all of that would have came out.
Yeah, and the thing, you know how people say, oh, like you can like help lift yourself up, or you can make yourself dead weight. And like when they talk about wrestling, I think Walter during those, but I think it's like on purpose because they want it to be slow. Because if it was really fast, it wouldn't seem as like impactful. Because you're like, oh my God, is he gonna do it? And then when he hits it, it's like, oh my God. If it was like a snap suplex like Lesnar, it would be like, oh okay, like that looked easy. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay.
Like City, yes. I agree with you. I think that like all the narrative, Walter like he hit like the power bomb twice, and Dragunov, in the very second, boom, he kicked out, and even Nigel was like, oh my God, it doesn't end. What do you do?
Yeah, and when Dragunov he kicked out of the splash, I believe it was either the splash or the second power bomb, but when Dragunov kicked out, he was like, he's like, please, like, just stay down. And that's like the thing that, like, it made me, like I said to you, if this match was shown 50 years ago, 1970s, even 80s, people would be probably crying in the audience because they're like, oh my God, like, he's killing him. He's legit killing this guy.
Yeah, it was just, like you said, at moments it was hard to watch because of the brutality that Walter
Imagine back then. Imagine back then, people would be scared of Walter.
Oh, yeah.
They would legit be terrified of him in the streets.
But like that's what Walter wants to convey, and he was successful at it. And also like even the Dragunov, what a performance! This guy, is comparable to me like what Adam Cole will do. Like those guys that will go above and beyond. Johnny Gargano to really sell you a story. You know, like this guy, like he kept chopping, you know, and like he kept stomping, he kept trying for, like you said, like he did like that. The special that you said, he also did like that, like kind of like that suplex that he does also.
Oh, like the gory suplex, or not gory? What do they call it? Something like that.
The
yeah.
palm handle slam is very similar to the palm handle slam that like Bobby Roode or the Road Dogg. For the ones that like hate the Road Dogg, he used to do the palm handle slam, but like Bobby Roode does it, or Test. There you go. If you want wrestling trivia right there, they did the palm handle slam. So, you know, all of that he was able to hit. So like, and you think about it, like, what was there for Ilja Dragunov to do? What was
because he hit, because he kicked out he kicked out of all of Walter's finishers, you know, and Walter, you know, Dragunov rather, he hit the Torpedo Moscow, he couldn't pin him. So at that point you knew it's like, okay, like what are they gonna do here? How's this gonna end? And as great as the match was, the ending, it wasn't the best ending. I would have liked to see a pin, a 1, 2, 3. Yes. But the ending we got, you know, he kind of just had him choked out again, and the ref was like, "No, it's done."
And he never even tap out; he passed out. So that's.
But do you think that they're playing off? Because what are we seeing a lot in wrestling with, like Eddie Kingston is like the big one. You know, is what do you think that we're maybe going to see another rematch?
Maybe if they do a takeover. You know,
but the only thing
doing something.
The only thing with that. The only thing you can do is what would you do? Iron Man? Like you know, I don't know how you could do a better match than this.
Oh yeah, it's true. I mean, if you maybe do like Falls Count Anywhere. Oh no, Jean Paul, let's call it like the Devil's Playground match.
No. But see, I don't want a stipulation like that because I don't want them using tables and chairs or anything. I would say
maybe like last man standing, or you know, like you said, like Iron Man. Iron Man match would be good, you know, because especially let's say you don't have anything written for the show. Hey, just have that match.
That's what I mean. Yeah, just you give them like
1 hour Iron
Man
match, you know, and then Dragunov is like, okay, and let's go with like Jean Paul with the Young Bucks way of doing things, right? Let's go with like, if we lose here, we will never change for the titles again. So if you want to do that, then go for it, you know. So you know that tells you that on Saturday they're gonna win. Mm-hmm. You know, next Saturday. So, but this is the picture, Jean Paul. You know, as you guys can see, you know, Dragunov pretty much dead. Mm-hmm. After that, it was what 25, 35 minutes around that we saw. Look at this. Look at that, Jean Paul.
That's what I mean. If there was, if kayfabe was real, the audience would be crying. You'd hear so many people like, "Oh my god," or they'd be booing because they'd be like booing Walter, like you're a monster. Why would you know what I mean? Like this is bullshit. But I mean, this was so good. The way that they handled it. You know, and I don't think you know, for like the old time, you know, people, they said, oh, they used to put fake blood in a condom or a balloon and pop that in their mouth for the blood. I think that Walter got that blood the real way. I think that's Dragunov's real blood.
Oh yeah, no, you guys.
I don't think that's Halloween. I don't think that's Halloween blood.
Yeah, it's Halloween blood. Yeah, it's legit blood. Yeah, it was that good, and I can tell you, Dragunov looked like absolutely really passed out. How can you not be passed out after a match like that?
Because the adrenaline, when he was laying there, the adrenaline probably was going away, and he probably realized how tired and beat up and done he was. So he's like, "Yeah, please carry me to the back, please." Yeah. I need it.
Like Shane O'Mac was saying, "No muss, yeah. Absolutely." And you know, like you said, like they ended a little bit like not as like good as like the match itself, but Walter is still the champion. We'll see, like if they do another rematch or like who will take the title from Walter. That's the big question, right?
Yeah, it's hard. That's the hardest thing because of like how much they built him up, and then the only person I'd say like maybe Pete Dunne, but to me that wouldn't be good because then you're just going back to Pete Dunne.
Yes,
but there's nobody else really built up. He beat Joe Coffey. Mastiff is in this tournament. And nobody else to me is legitimate enough. He beat that who was the guy who he beat a couple weeks ago? You know what I'm talking about? The guy who looked like who looked like Bruiser Brody.
Sonics or something like that.
He beat him a couple weeks ago. So it's like, who else do you have?
Pretty much, this new guy is maybe the return of Tyler Bate, but we haven't seen him. Maybe this guy Rampage Brown. Maybe he will be the one.
Rampage Charlie Brown. I don't know.
Yeah, Rampage is the finisher from Page. So we'll see what happens. But you know, family, if you want to see a great professional wrestling match, please go to WWE Network and tune in for the latest episode of NXT UK because you will not be disappointed. This is like if you want to see violence, if you're feeling like and you're feeling a little down, please go ahead and watch that because you will not be disappointed whatsoever. This is just contact sport, and brutality from the moment that the bell rings till the end. So, Jean-Paul, I think that this summarizes the whole review.
Yes.
Tell everybody, please, where they can find us in the social media world.
You can find us Raw on Rope Break on Facebook, the original Rope Break on Instagram, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, the original Rope Break right here on YouTube, and of course, our newest home, alleverythingentertainment.com.
That's right, and Jean-Paul and you and me will be seeing each other one more time for WWE Smackdown. It will not be as good as this because it's
not even close.
2 hours. Not even close. 2 hours, and we got to see the Tribal Chief rather than Walter and Ilja Dragunov. So, family, thank you so very much. Don't forget to keep subscribing, hit that bell for notifications. You and me have one more thing that is left to say, Jean-Paul. That is...